And welcome into In-Game Chat for Saturday, August the 9th, 2025. It is Season 19, Episode 24. And I am Scott.
And I'm RJ.
And I am tired. I had coffee here just before the show, so I'm hoping it kicks in, works. Hoping it don't kick in the wrong way. I hope it kicks in the better way, where you're awake. Kicks in the wrong way, we're playing a lot of music. Mm-hmm. But anyway, welcome to the show. It's always good to open with a poop joke. If you'd like to get in touch with us, then head on over to Discord or send us an email or hit us up on Blue Sky or Twitter or any of those things. Facebook as well. Everyone at In-Game Chat is our email address. Discord's a great way to get to us. Twitch is a good way to get in touch with us as well, to just reach out to us, talk to us about whatever you want to talk about here with the show or anything else. Good ways to do that. Go to twitch.tv, type in-game chat. You'll be able to find us. Then you can watch the show live as we broadcast and participate in the chat room. AC Wraith hanging out in there, and Alabama Brian. I was going to call him Alabama Brian, but it's Bama Brian. He changed his name, but anyway, he's there. So, welcome into the show, everybody, and thank you for hanging out for the 2 weeks, waiting for us to return. There's all this nastiness on the bottom of my clapboard. Oh, it's from that drawer that I put it in every time. Yeah. Anyway, clap, right? There we go. Here we are with another episode and talking about video games and other things like that. And as we do, I'm going to head over to RJ and say, what have you been playing for the past 2 weeks, sir?
Well, based on the road trip we took with my folks.
That's right. You did do something, didn't you?
Yeah, I played...
do you have anything?
Video slots. It was a casino, basically.
I was going to say, do you have anything portable that you have other than your phone?
No.
Okay.
And I don't play games on my phone. So,
right,
so
well, you know.
Yeah. No, so I went to the casino and tried my hand at whatever it is they got down there. It was no arcade that I knew of. I mean,
really?
No. It's just,
I thought they had an arcade because, I mean, parents take their kids down there. They got to throw them somewhere.
No, there were kids on the floor, too.
Oh, all right.
Getting used to the touch screens and
exactly.
fancy colors.
Come on, kids. You're going to need this later after your parents spend all your college tuition money.
Yeah, but basically it was quite the experience because I had no idea what those things meant. I mean, the only slot machines I knew about was the 777s, the straight line. This is your pay line. If it lands on this line, that's what you got, right? And there was some there. But for the most part, the room was filled with these big, elaborate arcade machine size slots that had lines that I didn't know even existed.
Yeah, they kind of went... It became more of a marketing thing than it became anything else.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we tie in with marketing on this so that, it's big and flashy? Oh, It's something familiar. Like, I remember the last time I was in Vegas was November of 2001. Wasn't long after wasn't long after 9/11.
Yeah.
And I was in Vegas in November of 2001. And I remember seeing some slot machines. Now, I know, now in some of my trips to like video game, when I went to was it EA? I can't remember what the game was for. Was it Kane and Lynch or Hitman? I can't remember what the title was, but I want to say I was at EA. No. It wasn't EA. Because they had a Tomb Raider statue, and there's probably Crystal Dynamics, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I really can't remember. But in one of the corners, it was a Tomb Raider slot machine. Just in the corner of the office. I mean, it wouldn't award you anything, but it was something. It was their IP branded onto a slot machine.
Yeah, the theme. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this was after Vegas. But when I was in Vegas, what I did notice more than anything else was the licensing on the slot machines, all relative to something that would have been familiar to anybody. There was like a Wheel of Fortune slot machine. There was Jeopardy slot machines. There was all kinds of these like things based on stuff that you would be familiar with rather than like, Big Texas slot machine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something that would draw the eye of like, I'm familiar with that show or that thing or whatever it might be. I'm going to go check it out. There's Tomb Raider ones. There's I'm almost positive Konami has done not Resident Evil.
Konami was all over that. Konami was all over that arcade. Not the arcade.
The casino
all over
floor.
The casino, but nothing of
that was familiar.
Konami's video game franchises was in there.
But you saw the logo or the name.
Yeah, I saw their logo on a lot of machines in there. Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, it's become more marketing than it becomes anything else.
Well, like I said, I couldn't understand what because before that I went to the casino for like 30 minutes in Vegas from when I went to Evo in 2015.
Oh yeah.
And it was just observing how people were behaving more than anything else. I mean, I put like something in one machine and like hit a button, didn't know then, and I didn't know last week. But
same for me when I was in Vegas. Again, going back to 2001, I did the slot machines, and all it was like putting money in and tapping a button, and then I got something out of it. And I want to say I came away breaking even or just a little under that. Like I lost a lot, won it back, and then lost a little bit. So I didn't feel too bad about it.
It's a pattern I noticed in there. Let's say you start with $50 as a base, right? Mm-hmm. Right. You get down to like half of that. So when you lose to like $25, get to $25, and then the machine starts giving you hope. It gives you something big that maybe gets you back to it. Or
they're programmed. They're programmed on how many times it's done. Like I'm going to pay out every fifth spin. This is just me throwing numbers out, but it's like I'm going to pay out every 10th time. Although phones aren't ringing, but. Bilex Gambler would be calling in right now, telling us about this. Yeah, I mean it's programmed, but I don't like the machines. I like the human games.
Yeah, just quit when you're up.
I like where I'm playing against other people.
They were there too.
Just like I do in my own video gaming.
Yeah.
I don't like playing against bots.
Yeah, we had tables there too. You had the
table games,
blackjack, the poker, and the games like that. Folks would pull up a chair and start playing cards with the dealer and have that and see what happens. But yeah,
I forgot you were doing that, so that's cool.
Yeah, but as always, the food was good. The food was the best part, man. Had a really nice buffet out there. Really nice one. Yeah, so ate there twice and had a good time and a safe trip back.
So you weren't in Vegas. You were in Biloxi,
Mississippi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, where'd you stay in Vegas? Because the only place I stayed was that stupid castle-looking thing, and it was horrible. Excalibur. Oh, it was bad, dude.
Really?
Oh, it was bad. It was dirty. It was. Ugh. It was not great.
Jeez.
The outside of it made it look like, hey, it's a castle. It's great. Well, Excalibur, I think, is the name of it. Yeah. Outside of it made it look like that, and then you'd walk into the thing. It was like, this is just a. I don't want to begrudge any of the hotels, but like think of a really cheap, nasty hotel on the inside, and then nice decorations on the outside. But once you got in, it was like, ooh, this is gross.
A money pit.
It's not really a money pit type thing, but I mean, there were stains on the carpet. It was nasty and dirty. And by stains, I mean like dirt stains or, coffee spills or Coke spills or whatever.
You sure a murder didn't take place?
Could have been. I didn't have a black light. Not that I really wanted one and something like that. I mean, I ain't looking for.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some things I don't want to know.
Yeah, there are plenty of stories out there that involves hotels and black lights that you
ignorance be bliss.
Yeah, there you go.
And I just did not want to know.
Yeah.
So you didn't play much then.
Not much that first week, but the second week when I got back, Evo took place.
I missed all of Evo,
and it really got me in the mood to like blow the dust off some of the fighting games. So two that really stood out for me was Street Fighter 6, of course, and Samurai Showdown. They had a tournament for Samurai Showdown, and despite the fact that it doesn't get a lot of play on Steam, or I don't see it played a lot on consoles or whatever, it still had a pretty decent showing. It had a nice little top 8 that I watched, and it was
cool.
it was really interesting seeing the strategies in there. And something that I like about it that some of my friends don't like is that the pace of it's really slow, and you have to be patient and methodical in that game, because one good hit could like turn the tide of a whole battle.
Wasn't there another fighting game that was like that? And it wasn't Samurai Showdown, was it? Or was it?
Maybe you think of Bushido Blade.
Bushido Blade, that's what I'm thinking of.
Bushido Blade, you can get hit one time in the right spot, and no matter how much health you got, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. A katana to the neck, yeah, you're gone.
Who were the people that made Bushido Blade?
Was it Square?
Was that Square?
Square or
who did Samurai Showdown?
SNK.
SNK, that's who I'm thinking of.
SNK did that one. Huh. We got internet here, but yeah.
No, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I know it wasn't SNK that made Bushido Blade, and you keep talking. I'll look it up.
Let's see. I already pulled it up already. Bushido Blade is a fighting video game developed by Lightweight and published by Square for the PlayStation.
Well, you were exactly right. It was a Square game.
Yeah, 1-on-1 armed combat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, it was something that was really you can't be predictable in that game. You better be on your toes for that one. One good shot, that's all it takes. But yeah, but for Samurai Showdown, I think the winner was a player using Biken, a player from Guilty Gear, a guest character.
Yeah,
and used her and took the top spot in that one. So,
okay,
yeah, that was good. Looking at all that and getting back in the mood to play fighting games again. Something to get me off of Grand Theft Auto, which I was playing as well, because there's triple rewards on contact missions for Martin Madrazo this week. So you can get about a good $50,000-$60,000 per mission with him, and some are a lot easier than others. So if you want to get a quick little pickup in your account, just play some of his missions and you'll be fine.
I'm probably in the same boat as you in this regard. I just have not played anything. I missed all of Evo, and I hate that, but I didn't get a chance to watch anything of Evo over that weekend. And by the time it came to Sunday, I'd already forgotten that Evo was going on, with the exception of checking out some of the that little, 45-second Virtua Fighter demo showcase thing of the way they're doing Virtua Fighter for the next one, which I thought was kind of cool. But that was about all I caught of anything from Evo. I mean, I've got an article in here that says everything that was mentioned during Evo.
Had those Dead or Alive impact hits added in. It looked like Blood. Didn't have that before, but I saw those the impact hit, and then I saw the blood coming from.
See, I wouldn't have known that. I would have known that Virtua Fighter never had blood until this one, obviously.
Yeah, but saw that. So I had a little more realism or whatever to it. But yeah, you could really feel the impacts of those shots that Akira was taking.
I'm still looking for a game to hold me. Sounds weird. I'm still looking for something.
Hold your attention or keep you interested?
To keep me going, yeah. It's not there's plenty that keep my attention that are like quick plays. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, something to hold your attention, but it's not a time sink.
Yeah, like definitely not looking for a time sink. Like Snap is a game that I can just jump into, play around, get done with. And I did do a lot of that, but and there's lots of games like that. Blueprints would be another one where I could just go through, play a little bit, and if I don't get through it, then I'll try it again some other time, whatever the case. It's not that demanding of my time. It's a jump in, see what I can do, jump out. It's not a big deal. I'm looking still trying to find something that will grab my attention story-wise to where I want to keep playing, where I will sign in every day or power up the console every day or whatever the case may be every day, play a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? And so far, I really haven't come across that. I know I've got a lot of games in waiting type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Spider-Man 2 on the PS5 that I could play. It's waiting for me. I have Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
It's waiting for me on PC. I have Horizon on PC that's waiting for me. I have Horizon sequel on PS5 that's waiting for me. I'm not for a lack of games. I'm just for a lack of let's give it a try and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm looking at, when I bring up Horizon, I'm sort of like not into that. I know it's very open world and it's very, here's a bunch of stuff you can go do. Yeah,
it's going to be a minute.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily looking for something like that just yet.
Well, the only thing I can suggest is going through your entire back, just looking at what all you have in your backlog.
I know.
And find something.
Yeah, there's Control. I do have that installed, and I should go back to that because I did start it way back when, before I jumped into Indiana Jones and a couple of other games that started to snowball as far as I played this one, now I'm going to jump into my next one, now I'm going to jump into my next one, and I never went back to it. It was a placeholder until something came along, and it came along pretty quick after doing that. So, I mean, I've got Control in there if I want to kind of go back to that. It is there's the other problem. It's a kind of a first-person shooter type thing. It's not. It's a third-person shooter, but still, I am still dealing with the situations that I have in my fingers.
Yeah.
My hands and my fingers. We talked about this before, but, the surgery had alleviated pressure on my spinal cord, and that's great. And none of this is getting worse, but it's also not going away either. It's still there. Even right now, I can feel the tingling in my hand, especially in my left hand, which I am left-handed. It's my dominant hand. I feel tightness in the elbow, and I feel the tingling in my hand here. I don't know how that does. I don't know how that relates to using a controller. I haven't used a controller in a while to do anything with, or at least extensively to do anything with. So I don't know how that relates to a controller. But and then I have it mildly in this one, although there are flare-ups. It flared up last night where the intensity in this hand was stronger or on the same level as it was in my left hand. So it comes and goes, and it hasn't fixed yet. I've again talked about it. Doctors said, give it 14 months. That's a long time. Yeah. But I'm just kind of, waiting and see what happens. So yeah, I really haven't played much as far as that's concerned, and I'm looking over here at the Discord, and Steve Duke Frucom is currently playing the Battlefield 6 beta that's going on right now. It'd be great if he would jump in and talk to us about it, because I have heard nothing. I've got some articles in here about that, nothing but really good things about that. Yeah. I even watched some of it, and I thought this looks kind of fun. This might be something I want to get back into, especially since they're going for the destructive environments again. They're throwing in a lot of Bad Company in there as far as what Bad Company was doing, Bad Company 2, and out of all the Battlefields, like Battlefield 4 got me into the series. I think it was 3. Battlefield 3, might have even been 2. It was 1. Anyway, James, Kevin, Jeremy, Matt. I don't know if you were a part of it too.
No, but is this the one where Matt and Jeremy were on communicating, trying to see if Matt was on the hill?
No. That was something else.
Okay. Yeah,
that was something else. But it was multiplayer, and we were all playing together and on the same team. And I can't remember if it was It was not the first one, but I think it was either the second or the third. Yeah. They kind of got me into the series, and I sort of looked at it. And then they did then they came out with Bad Company and Bad Company 2, which were both really good. Destructible environments, really good physics destruction, but nowhere near the level that we're getting out of what they're showing in Battlefield 6.
Did it do good sales-wise? Bad Company?
Well, obviously they made a sequel, so it did something. It did something good.
No, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't matter if they got a good response to that. Sometimes they make a sequel regardless. I mean, there were some titles that really didn't deserve one, but they got one.
I agree.
I'm trying to think of one right now, but I can't off the top of my head.
What games that didn't deserve a sequel?
Why'd you get a sequel? Because it didn't do well the first time.
Sometimes it's. I would contend that Assassin's Creed 2 is better than Assassin's Creed. Sometimes you get a better sequel than you did on the first one. Sometimes, and boy, there's some that exist, and I wish I could. I'm trying to rack my brain on one right now to think about where The first game was horrible, but the second game really, really Burnout. To hate to say it, the first Burnout for its time was really, really good. But what they did with the second one was pretty amazing. And I don't know how well Burnout sold, the original Burnout. I don't know how well that one sold to get a sequel, but the sequel did really, really well. And I would say that sequel is what kicked them off to getting, because as well as the sequel did, that's when the third one was going to get made. And the third one really did, really put them in the spotlight. But they had to have that sequel in order to get to the one that was going to put them there. And that sequel was better than the first. I am trying to remember. There's other games like that where you never even played the first one, but hey, that second one doesn't seem too bad, you know? I might jump in on 2. Do I have to play the first one? And people be like, no, just go watch a video. You don't need to play that first one. There are some that exist like that. And in fact, I want to say there's maybe something that has just recently been released that is a sequel or a third one or whatever. God, I can't remember. Space Marine 2 comes to mind. Not that the first one was really bad. I just never played it, and I heard really good things about the sequel. But I'm trying to remember what some of them are.
But you were talking about going back to Battlefield. You said there was some elements of Bad Company, the destructible environments that was
basically that
really, really well in this one. That it looks like.
Yeah, you know, and I think they kept I don't remember, but I think they kept destructible environments throughout the thing, but not as physics heavy as what I'm seeing from what I've watched so far. I haven't watched any of the multiplayer beta that's been going on, but I watched the trailer for it and I was like, okay, they're leaning heavy into, and in fact, I noticed the breakable damage and everything else first. Then I noticed the song is was a Limp Bizkit. Give me something to break. Yeah. And I was, that's what he's doing. Because they're highlighting the whole, like, you know, you can topple this building down and get a whole bunch of kills from the building falling on everybody. So there's ways to go about it, you know. I like that aspect, although rarely did it ever come into play. Rarely did you ever get a chance to be like, well, if I take that building out, it's going to take the whole... Nah, you rarely could, because it takes a lot to take down a building.
There's going to be a trophy in there or something if that happens.
Gotta be. But I should really just take a look at either Twitch or YouTube or something to see what we've got as far as what it's looking like. People streaming. I guess they can stream. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to stream it. It's nothing but good.
More exposure.
Yeah, and I've heard nothing but good things. And like I said, we've got articles about it where how many people are actually playing this. It's huge. It's massive. So I'm kind of excited for it. I'm kind of like, good. Put Call of Duty to bed, please. Put, you know, take the reins back, you know, or give them some competition to work on themselves.
Give some competition to force them to, we got to improve ourselves.
Hey, we got to invent. Yeah, we got to change something around.
Yeah, competition's good. Like I always bring up the example of what happened with NFL 2K. Yeah, when that competition ended, you saw what happened to the quality.
Yeah. So, and then you lost college football for a while there.
Yep.
And then they brought that back.
Yep.
So, yeah. But anyway, not a lot for me on the gaming front. Marvel Snap is one. I did start playing a game called Is This Seat Taken? Every time I do that, I want to do that Forrest Gump thing. Can't sit here. So it's a little puzzle game. It's still not something that's going to. It's something I can fire up, play a level, be done with it.
Yeah.
You know, and basically it would work great on a cell phone because it's you pick up you're given a setting like either a bus, an office, a movie theater, a dance floor. You're given a setting. Then you're given all these different people, and they have certain things where it's like, I want to be next to the window. And so that person has to be there. And then somebody's like, well, I want to talk to somebody. Well, maybe the guy next to the window also has a requirement that says, I don't want anybody near me. Wants to be alone. So you've got to configure all that. It's a puzzle thing.
Yeah.
You just placing them where they need to go and make sure everybody's happy, and then you go from there, and that's it.
Just a big logic puzzle, basically.
Kind of, basically. And I mean, it's real. It's nice. It was shown off on the Nintendo Indie showcase that was this past week. A lot of stuff was shown off at the Nintendo Indie World Expo, I guess is what it's called. Really, I prefer them to the big. We had a Nintendo Direct that happened either the week before we took off or the week after we took. I can't remember. But we never went over it. I never really looked at it to see what was offered. But I did watch the Indie Showcase, and there was a whole lot more there that I was completely interested in. Finally got a date on my ball pit.
Okay.
The one I didn't. That is something I will pick up day one.
Yeah.
On Steam. That is something that will hold my attention for a while. I'm looking forward to that. But we're getting it October the 15th. Okay. I believe is when that's coming out. And so I will definitely be picking that up because that is, I loved the demo. I want to go back to the demo and play it, but I've already beaten the demo. And also part of me is like, nah, man, save your juice for when the game comes out. Part of me wants to jump into Vampire Survivors or Brotato or something that's similar to it. But at the same time, I'm like, no, just hold on.
Yeah, don't get burned out before the main
I
thing
did
comes
that
out.
once, you know? I can't remember what game it was. I want to say maybe it was Assassin's Creed or something like that, but I was anticipating a release, and I was like, I'm going to go back and play some of the others, and I did. And by the time the game got released, I was like, I don't want to play that anymore. I do, but I'm tired of it right now.
Yeah.
I wore myself out, so I'm not going to succumb to the temptation of firing up one of those others. Although I've heard good things about Brotato. So yeah, I don't know. I'll find something, or I'll just play a bunch of different things that hold me over until ball pit or something else that grabs my attention.
You're in the same boat I am. We got a backlog that we can pull plenty of titles from in the meantime. So,
it's a lot, and I keep adding to it with Humble Bundles and PlayStation Pluses.
Yep.
And anything that's just kind of offered free every now and again. My Epic Games library had some free games this week, 2 free games that I picked those up. So
was it 6-7 free games a month
for Epic or for
PlayStation? I got like 3. Like few for the PS5, and then
I think you get
PS4,
3 or 4.
And then something else from another account that's free. Everyone's on the free game a month thing. So.
Yeah, and I mean I say this with Game Pass just right there. That is just a bunch of things. That's not even. I wouldn't count that as my backlog, but it is a buffet.
Yeah.
Of games for me to dive into, and I have done nothing with them at all. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'll change. Yeah. That's okay. I'm fine. Waiting it out, I suppose. Yes, Liza P is on the Essential Plan this month, which RJ there picked it up.
Yeah, picked up. And the DLC, I think, is $30 right now, but give it time. It might drop in a few months.
But now that it's in your PS Plus, as long as you're a PS Plus subscriber, that game is in your library, which means when that DLC goes on sale this holiday season, and it very likely will, I don't know for how much, but it'll probably get a little discount, maybe $10 off, $20 instead of 30, 25, something like that. You'll be picking it up, and then you've got the whole thing for $25.
Yep.
So, but yeah. All right, we got to take a break because it is down to the half hour here. We are doing, I think it's more of our modern games this time. By modern, I say we're in January of this year, going over those releases. This comes from Tales of Iron 2. The track is called Whiskers of Winter. Because Tails is spelled Tails. They're like mice. Little bitty. They're like mice doing warfare and stuff like that.
Like lemmings.
Yeah, a little bit like that, kind of. Yeah. Or I mean, was
Worms.
it Mouse Guard?
Mouse Guard, Worms.
Did you ever? Mouse. I don't think Mouse Guard's a game. Is it? It was a comic book series. Yeah. Mouse Guard is a comic book series. And also a role-playing game. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Anyway, Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter. We will be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. He said. And welcome back into in-game chats with some shanty music. This is from Orcs Must Die, Death Trap. And it's the title of the Shantytown music for that game. Which is why I picked it. So anyway, welcome back into the show. Anyway, so what do we have happen here? I don't know, some of the quick hits, or I don't even know what we want to get into as far as like what was the main story of the week type thing. Probably Battlefield, but that ain't going to take much to talk about, really. And the reason I say probably Battlefield is just for how in demand that seems to be going, especially just on PC alone. It's doing extremely, extremely well. We did talk about PlayStation Plus. Let's go back into that and tell you what we got. We know that we got Liza P. And what do we have? DayZ, Liza P, and My Hero 1's Justice 2. That's really confusing. My Hero 1's Justice 2. So, but that's what you got. Liza P can be had on PS4 and PS5. DayZ on PS4. And the My Hero Confusion is on PS4 as well. So, that's what you got on that one for this month. And I need to go claim those. I have not done that yet.
Just stick them in the library.
Basically, that's it. I just throw them in the library and say, yep, there you are, you're mine until whenever else. We could go back to Evo and talk about that since we had mentioned it earlier. I don't know. What did we have? Capcom showed off the first new DLC character from Street Fighter VI Season 3, Sea Viper. Hasn't appeared since Street Fighter 4. And will come out fall of 2025. They also released a trailer showcasing the long-awaited Outfit 4 costumes, which is all the what am I trying to think of?
Swimwear?
Cosmetics.
Cosmetic,
Just the cosmetic type stuff, which is all you get. What else do we get? Bandai Namco released a trailer for the final two characters of Tekken 8 Season 2 Pass, Armor King and Mayari Zo. Is it Mayari Zo? M-I-A-R-Y, Mayari Zo? Is that a character? Are you familiar?
Not with that. Myri?
Something like that. What else they have? Oh, it's a brand new fighter.
It says Marie. Do you mean Marie? No.
It's M-I-A-R-Y.
Myri Zo.
Yeah. On the other hand, a brand new fighter from Madagascar. And it was just a tease on that one. Then we got Virtua Fighter 5 Revo and Virtua Fighter 6. That looked really cool. We talked about that a little bit. What else do we have? Arc System Works gave fans a new gameplay trailer for the final Season 4 DLC for Guilty Gear Strive X. /Cyberpunk. Okay, Lucy was the addition on that one. Fatal Fury. Ken Masters joining Terry and crew in City of Wolves. Fatal Fury for that one. That'll be winter of this year. Then we got the Marvel, and how are you pronouncing that? Token? Tokon?
Spell it.
Okay, well, it's T-O-K-O-N, but the first O has a dash on the top of it.
Extended O, Token.
Token. Okay,
I guess.
Sure. Anyway, it's the new Marvel fighter. It's scheduled to undergo a closed beta test on PS5 from September 5th to 7th. And there is a link there where you can register, by the way. So if you click on that Evo link and go to there, if you want to register, see if you can get in the beta of that on your console. I have no idea if you're interested, RJ, at all in a Marvel fighting game.
No, not. I haven't really looked at it. I've been focusing on other fighters. Really.
But these are who's making this? Oh man, who is making Marvel Duocon? It's I think they did
Arc System Works.
Yeah, and they
do Guilty Gear.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They do Guilty Gear. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was Guilty Gear or Melty Blood. What a great.
You like that title, don't you?
Because it's so melty blood. Invincible Versus, they showed off Omni-Man for that one, which is whatever. I mean, here's the thing. You take a comic book thing like Marvel, or you take something like Invincible, or One Punch Man or something like that.
Yep.
In some of these cases, One Punch Man being one of them, and I think Invincible being another. I don't know about Marvel because they've kind of been established in fighters before, and this will be fine too. Or maybe even Dragon Ball, I'm not sure. But when you've got some power gaps between characters like this, or at least in the lore of the character, in the story of the characters, that they are based on, it's hard to match them up in a fighting game because it's like, well,
no, it wouldn't make sense,
right? Which is why, and it's probably also difficult to make a game out of too. When it's basically trying to make your Superman game where it's overpowered, and okay, how do we, how do we put the player in any sort of danger whatsoever if you are, a god among men type of thing, which One Punch Man would be,
or Superman in Injustice.
True. Well, didn't they have lore to work around that?
But it's still Superman.
Yeah, I know. But I thought they had some lore to work around it.
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Speaking of, by the way, we didn't get anything from NetherRealm, right?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Or anything from does NetherRealm still do the DC fighters anymore at all? Do they still have that deal?
We haven't heard anything about Injustice in a long time. They've been
focused
on Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah,
which is like
poo-pooed some people. Shaky. Yeah, they really worked. They really messed some people up there. DLC characters for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. We had the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 shown off. Hunter x Hunter. There was more stuff that. Oh my God, there's a lot. Under Night in Birth 2. I don't know any of that stuff, but there was some more stuff shown off there.
Universe, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you got from Evo.
Yep.
A lot of good announcements, but I didn't watch a single thing.
Yeah, don't worry, it's all on YouTube, recaps and all that good stuff.
It is, and that's likely what I'll do but I still love watching it live. I still like to find some fights that, and watch those and see how it goes. And so I may check that out a little bit tonight. What else do we want to see? We get the multi. Okay. Time is 4:45. 4:45. Got 15 minutes. It should be enough to cover this Warner Brothers thing because we were talking about the fighting game. Warner Brothers Games has let slip that they are working on a new live service game. And a collective, massive sigh of disappointment was shed by all gamers worldwide of like, what? Why?
Have you not learned your lesson?
Why? A new job for an executive producer at WB Games Montreal has been listed, which includes mention of development, and I'm quoting this, from concept to post-launch live operations. And the experience required includes, quoting, deep understanding of the full development lifecycle, including live services. While the game itself isn't specified, it'll be a high-quality AAA game based on one of the iconic IPs from the vast Warner Brothers and DC Comics catalog. That is in quotes, high-quality AAA game from that catalog that they have from there.
So is Suicide Squad.
I mean, it seems like they're just falling back on that. Now, it doesn't say that. It says Warner Brothers Games Montreal. It doesn't say Rocksteady, which is the ones that worked on all those great Batman games and then squeezed out that piece afterwards, which I don't necessarily hold them responsible.
Yeah, because who's above them making the decision to go this route?
And to see that they're doing it again, we realize... Plus, we've had plenty of reports where they were working on something else and it got switched and it got changed. So I don't really throw it on Rocksteady. Looking at some of the stuff from Suicide Squad, not gameplay necessarily, but everything else that they did, especially I want to say that Batman level was had high praise. I mean, I still think they can pull these things off, but they were completely thrown into a realm which they are not comfortable with and not familiar with, and that is a live service operation type game. I still, even having that thing for free and on multiple platforms, have not installed nor played it. I kind of want to, just to go through maybe the story or just kind of get an idea of like really how bad was this. Because I do have it, so I'd like to see, like, really, let's see how bad this is.
Yeah.
But it has not done
It just
anything.
sounds like management saying, do it till you do it till you get it right.
That's the other thing. Where are they coming from where it's like, hey, because we've talked on this show where we go through the not conference calls, what are they called? The shareholder meetings.
Yeah.
Where they go through like, we're going to reposition or we're going to redo this or we're changing things around because this didn't do well or this didn't do well. And it all points to, don't do the live service stuff, man. Move beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
It did not work for you. And it's not working for a lot of other live service games as well, by the way.
I think it got to the point where the shareholders started asking questions, why are you still going this route? When it got to that point, they were sold on the idea of this is going to give us big money, give return on ROI on all this stuff, and to have us build for the future. But when they started asking questions about why this is not working, and you have to explain why it's not going through, and they got a little got in the hot seat on that one.
WB Games Montreal previously developed the DC game Gotham Knights, which did not do very well at all. However, that game was not live service, although I do remember in the development of that, people were seeing screenshots and things where it's like, this looks like it has live service stuff that they were aiming for, but they took it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was... I'm almost positive that, I think it was that game where they're like, this looks like it's got live service written on it,
Mm-hmm.
And then it got switched to not being live service, but there was so much grinding things that had to be done in that game that it still had the stench of live service. You could still see the thread of live service that was woven into it, even though they kind of tried to take that out. You could still see it. But yeah, it was another flop for the company. In December of last year, 99 developers from WB Games Montreal were laid off. Now they're ramping up development on their next project, and it looks like it's going to be a live service of some sort. But they got to think otherwise on this. They got to change course on that. DC Universe is perhaps the most likely candidate for another live service game. However, this would follow the failures of Suicide Squad, which struggled to find an audience. That resulted in a 41% drop in gaming revenue, almost half last year, and layoffs at the studio later in the year due to it underperforming. Suicide Squad remains online. It did receive its final piece of content at the start of this year. They also canceled the Wonder Woman game from Monolith after, of course, they closed Monolith Productions.
That's right, yeah.
So,
story-based action game they could have went with.
Listen,
but
Warner Brothers, you did pretty good on correcting the ship of your DC films, if Superman is anything to go by. And I really enjoyed the film, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that in your video games. You really can. You can. Stop. Not you listening to me, but stop with the live service. Just write a story, make a game,
playable movie,
put it out there, man.
You say they're doing good, but they're on the right track with their movies, right?
I mean, it's one movie, but yeah, I think so.
Okay, a playable movie. Just try it.
That's what I figured Wonder Woman might be.
Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely. It's likely what was going to happen with Rocksteady before they switched it to a live service game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly know where they were going with that or what they were doing, but there's a world of resources to pick from. You don't even have to come up with an original concept. You have so many comic book stories out there that you can pick from, so many arcs of whatever that you can go through. Crisis on Infinite Earths, if you want to. There's just a massive amount of things to pick from that you don't even have to come up with a concept. Mm-hmm. You can have your outline there of like, well, this is the setting we're going to put it in. Let's write a story within that and do something if you want to do that at all. You've also got 4, if you count, was it Arkham Origins? Yeah, 4 Batman games previous that you can pull from there and either go in the direction of a Batman game or take the concept and move it somewhere else and put another character in there if you want to do that. I think there's a world to pick from, and you just keep going down the wrong path. Seemingly. Hogwarts was really, really good for them. And it's not a live service game. Which, again, makes me so confused to where you had something that worked and that you praised during those conference call meetings, those shareholder meetings, where you praised that, hey, Hogwarts did really good. We're gonna greenlight a sequel on that one. That's fantastic. Do it for your DC properties. There's going to be crossover, sure, but there's also going to be people who would be thrilled for something of that vein into their DC world if they want to do it that way. So I don't know. But yeah. Goodness. Just one of them things, man. Where you just don't understand. Like the mindset. We failed, we're going to do it again. We failed, we're going to do it again. Like, you failed heavily, but you're going to do it again. You failed heavily in one aspect, you succeeded heavily in another aspect, but you're going to take another stab at the failure. And it was a big failure. With a good property. You know, your DC Comics property. Although I say it's a good property. Suicide Squad's good. The characters that they used were good, but I think you should slim the focus down. Maybe
they're stuck chasing potential.
I think I think so.
They keep swinging. They keep swinging for the fences and
not just swinging for the fences. They're swinging for the monetary fences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're swinging for the let's make more money on this than what we release. And I get it. Games got to be that way this day.
Yeah, that's part what I get. But they're swinging on something that they just keep missing on it over and over.
We can't make our money back just releasing a game. We have to charge them after they buy it in order for us to make our money back. Which I'm not in game development, nor am I in corporate to tell you what to do in that or how to fix that. I don't know.
But I think the bottom line is you've seen what works.
Yeah.
You've already seen what works multiple times.
Why are you driving back into the brick wall, man?
So,
jeez, way to Wile E. Coyote yourself here. Stop. Pick a new direction.
I would think at this point, try to do what you did with Hogwarts, and then the other things that you've succeeded with. Try that again.
Bring back Gotham City Imposters.
You need a success.
Yeah.
At this point, you need a success.
In that, well,
and I join you on that. I would like to play Gotham City Imposters.
That was good, wasn't it?
That was really good.
Hogwarts was their success, and it's so weird to me that they look at that and they're like, yeah, we're going to make a Hogwarts too, but as far as our DC properties, we're going to give another stab at that live service thing. It didn't work. Your Hogwarts would fail as well if you put it in a live service. Your Harry Potter license that you have, well, you own it, but put that on a live service and see how well it does. You know? It won't. It won't. Not in this economy, which makes me sound like an old person or some. Not in this economy. I don't know, but still. People got enough money to buy your game. They don't necessarily have enough money to continue to support your game throughout. Or if they do, it'll be at the cost of other games. Because they've got to spend on their monthly or their quarterly, or I don't exactly know how they monetize it, but...
Or, if you like some folks, wait till the full thing comes out and you're done with it. You buy that one time and done. At the end of the cycle.
What a novel concept, right? Buy it once, you're done. Put some DLC, sure. Release some DLC. Almost all games are going to get DLC these days.
Yeah.
So, throw something in there where you can buy the DLC for whatever.
Heck, your new game gets an update as soon as you buy the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So something's always going to be open to improvement or additional stuff and things like that. But if you like me got a backlog that you can go through, you can wait until everything is released at the same time and get it then. You'll get your money, but it won't be during its heyday. You'll be at the end of its cycle.
Lethal Migraine says, besides Deadpool, if I never saw another superhero in anything again, I would be okay. Now, if you're talking films, sure, whatever. If you're talking games, I don't think that Deadpool VR game is any... I don't know. I've seen some of it and watched some of it, and it was odd that they picked Deadpool for VR. Although that Batman VR was really good. There you go. Let me go back to this. Not to say, hey, we need to jump on the VR, plane again. But it was an Arkham-style Batman game on VR that did very, very successfully. Whatever. Sold a lot.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
How do you look at that and then say, let's go back to the live service. Let's try to run that again. God. Which, again, let me again stress that I'm not in meetings. I don't have any numbers to show for it or anything like that, where Warner Brothers looks at it and says, there's only one way we survive this, and it's by getting more out of the players than originally what they're going to pay. We're in this deep of a hole. We need this much to come back, and making a game and selling it for just that price and not anything else is not going to dig us out of this hole. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm trying to rationalize why they would go back to live service after they lost so much.
Multiple failures, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will get you some more news here and talk about more stuff. We've got music here from a game that I think it came out in January. It did show up as a sale on my Steam list, though. Eternal Strands is the name of the game. It is the main theme. I think it's called The Weaver. I believe this is done by Austin Wintory, who is the composer on this one, who did... Oh, goodness. I think he did... one of the Assassin's Creeds, maybe Black Flag. But I believe he also did The Order. Maybe Journey. Are you looking him up right now?
It's a Black Flag composer?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, it wasn't him, but it was a Brian Tyler from that on Black Flag.
Type in Austin Wintory and see what you come up with. Because I'm curious.
I'm getting wine lists. Wintory?
Wintory. W-I-N-T, either O-R-Y or E-R-Y.
Oh, Wintory. Okay.
Yeah.
Austin Wintory. Okay. Let's see.
Excuse us, folks, while we Google these things.
Yeah. Excellent radio, right?
I'm just curious what you come up with.
Yeah.
Discography.
Let's see. What year are we talking about?
I don't. Just what has he done? Just tell me what he's done.
Okay, let's see. The Pathless, Agos, A Game of Space, Aliens, Fireteam Elite, Monaco 2, Hush, Crane, Strayed Lights, Stray Gods, Bitcraft, Hades 2, Eternal Strands, Sword of the Sea. Got a lot of awards under his belt.
Yeah, because he's done a lot. He's done some more since then. Did he do The Order?
Didn't see The Order, but I probably went back to...
well, what you were listing out
seemed
like it didn't go back that far.
See. Census, Journey.
I knew he did
Horn,
Journey.
Soul Fjord, Sunset, the Banner Saga.
That's the one I'm thinking of, the Banner Saga.
And he did The Order.
And he did do The Order.
Co-writer of the Night's Theme with Jason Graves.
Jason Graves, I was thinking that because I've got the vinyl for The Order, and I think I have it autographed by Jason Graves. Mm-hmm. But I've also got Banner Saga, which again I think I got autographed by Austin as well. I know I got Sarah a copy of Banner Saga's vinyl autographed by him, and then she in return got me that real great Carl Barks Scrooge McDuck lithograph thing that he had autographed as well, which I was just got to get that nice and framed and put up because it's just beautiful. Anyway, we got to go. This is Eternal Strands, the main theme. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Hey, welcome back into In-Game Chat. That's music from Ninja Gaiden Black 2 called From Darkness. Apparently that came out in January, or maybe it came out on other systems in January. I'm not sure. But we got a brand new Ninja Gaiden game that just released in the past 2 weeks.
Kind of a retro-y.
The demo was fun.
Yeah.
Did you play the demo? Did you try it out?
No, I didn't get it because I was going to get the Shinobi one from Dotemu.
Yep, that the Ninja Gaiden was very, very. Or was that what did I play? I played the demo. I think it was Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
I think it was because I remember seeing reviews pop up later on or more recently.
I think the full game is out now, but
the
one for Shinobi is going to be
the fall
later this month. I think. Yeah,
something like that.
If I'm remembering right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but the demo for that was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and something I thought you might be interested in.
Yeah, but then I saw the Shinobi one, and that's the one I got more familiarity with that series. So I was going to pick that one up.
Let's see, what do we have in our news, y'all? Oh, well, Battlefield 6 producer says that Bad Company 2 was a huge inspiration for the new game. And you can't argue with his logic. When you look for excellence in our legacy, that's where you find it. This is an article from PC Gamer. It mentions that, recapture the golden years of Battlefield 3 and 4. While it's definitely on track to do that after my 4 hours of playtime last week, what revved me up was how much Battlefield 6 reminds me of Battlefield Bad Company 2. It's well documented that the Battlefield series follows the Mario Kart rule. The one you played the most or first is probably still your favorite. For me, nothing has stood the test of time like Bad Company 2's curated selection of modes, perfectly sized maps, and free-form destruction that let players blow most buildings apart until they were nothing but a pile of disintegrated concrete. It's those infallible qualities, and particularly Bad Company 2's satisfying destruction, that served as a huge inspiration for Battlefield 6. That's according to the lead multiplayer producer for DICE. And that game particularly delivered on a level of fidelity and a sort of intimate destruction experience. Blasting out a single wall, bringing down a partial building or entire buildings. It was comprehensive, and it felt like the identity of the game more than anything else. We know that was kind of missing from our last game, and we really wanted to go back to that. So, the open beta began this week, and if you signed up for Battlefield Labs before July 31st, you're already in. It's possible there will be another beta opportunity before the release in full on October 10th. And Steve is still playing that. Not that I would ask him to break away to talk to about it, but they all... Now, this is an older article, and by older I mean the 7th, and today is the 9th, but there were 227,000 people in the queue to play it just on, I think, PC. That has been updated since that time to tell you that there's been even more people who have queued up for it and where it sits. Battlefield 6, I was trying to find where I talked about it. And I do not see where it's at. If you've been trying to access Battlefield 6 Open Beta and can't make it past an error screen, it's probably down to Secure Boot, a security feature on Windows PC. Secure Boot is intended to keep malicious software away from the operating system during the boot process. It's also what EA taps into for its own anti-cheat, which is something called EA Javelin. I'm for anti-cheat methods. Secure Boot may be okay. I'm not sure, but if it gets into your kernel, I hate... Yeah, Secure Boot requires a signed kernel code.
If it gets too invasive, what's the point?
I don't like that. The kernel is the fundamental level of the operating system communicating with your hardware. It can only be signed using a private cryptographic key and a public key stored in firmware. By requiring trusted keys, essentially Windows is able to reduce the risk of someone running malicious software. That's the idea. Windows is more adequately locked down at a kernel level. And an anti-cheat software gains greater reassurance of blocking cheaters in-game. So why are some gamers mad about it? Well, there's a few reasons. One, an anti-cheat with kernel mode access has access to everything. Kernel mode is like administrator on steroids. There's little limitation to what it can and can't see in your system. That means if, say, an application with kernel-level access wasn't quite what it seemed, the repercussions of that could be pretty dire. Kernel access can also lead to entire system crashes if there's an incompatibility of some kind. as was the case recently with some Alder Lake systems with Windows 11 and some something called Easy Anti-Cheat. 2, if you're using an older machine that doesn't support UEFI, Secure Boot, or doesn't have a trusted platform module, you're stuffed. And 3, if you aren't using Windows and you're opting to game on Linux, which has hugely improved in recent years through Wine and Proton, you're left out in the cold as well. That's why a lot of people are not happy about this. I've never been a fan of anything that goes into the kernel of my system to anti-cheat. I get it. I know that's why it's there, but I'm real sketchy on it whenever I see it come up. And luckily you get warnings about this. On Steam, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, that's the only place I think you're going to get that. I don't think you're going to see that on consoles. They don't have to put kernel anti-cheats on consoles that I know of, but I'm not sure. But I know on PC, on the Steam page for... may have been Destiny when I looked at it. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But I did see a little warning like this installs, anti-cheat software, that sort of thing. And then I can look that up to see like, what kind of anti-cheat is that? It's not that I'm against cheating or against whatever I'm trying to say.
Against cheat prevention.
I'm not anti-cheating.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like that kind of invasiveness of my system at all. Most likely because once it's there, it's there. You may uninstall the game, but I really feel like that sits there.
Yeah.
It's too deep for your uninstaller to like go through and pull that out. I don't like it. I really, really don't like it. So, not a fan of stuff like that being done on my system. Also, Lethal Micro says it's a beta. Who cares if people cheat? I'm kind of with you on that, unless beta progress carries over, which it hardly ever does in these games.
Yeah.
It rarely ever carries over, but I get it. Even in a beta, they could at least throw some stuff in there that just doesn't go that deep into your system. Although, you mention it's a beta, it puts that in there, and I'm almost positive it just stays in there until they buy the regular release. Even if they uninstall the beta, it's likely just going to sit there. Like, it's one of those things where, well, we got you now.
Yeah.
We got you now. We can see what you're doing. And again, it's not nefarious purposes. It's not like I got stuff to hide. It's the fact that they can see what games you're interested or what websites you go to and start targeting their ads. That's all it is, man. It feels like it's more of a situation to sell your information than anything anti-cheat. It's like, hey, this guy goes and looks on Amazon searching for, I don't know, power tools or camper tents or something. I have no idea. But anything you do, it's like, all right, well, we'll start putting the ads toward, or whatever the case may be, where they just, they target you. Not for any other reason to, like, target you for anything bad, but it's all just selling information so that they can sell you stuff. Which, I don't know, probably yelling at a cloud by saying this, because it's like, well, what about, this thing tracks everything. I don't have anything on here. And when I say this thing, I'm holding up my phone. My phone tracks everything that I do on this phone. My phone listens to everything I do when it's around me. So it's already doing it. I don't know why I'm mad about my PC doing it in that way. Although it does suck that it's installing something at that level on my PC to do that with. I don't like that. So, yeah. What else do we have here? Let's see. We talked about Evo. We got our PlayStation Plus monthly games. Oh, you want to talk about Glenn Schofield?
Sure.
I see that you had it listed there.
I was looking him up. Yeah, he said maybe I've directed my last game.
This also comes from PC Gamer. He is the director of Dead Space, or creator of Dead Space. Mm-hmm. He was trying to get funding for his new project and was unable to do so. Says, with the industry on pause, AAA feels like it's a long ways away. Maybe I've directed my last game. He might have finally reached the end of the line. In a message posted to LinkedIn, he said he'd been working on a new idea but decided to walk away after he couldn't raise the funding he was looking for and admitted that maybe that's it for me. He had been quietly working on the project, what he described as a new subgenre of horror, not just horror, but something more, for the past 8 months. A development budget of $17 million was set. A small, talented crew put together a prototype, and he started taking meetings. People loved the concept, he said. We got a lot of second and third meetings, but early feedback was, get the budget down to $10 million. Lately, that number even dropped further to $2 or $5 million. So last month, we decided to walk away. Some ideas are better left untouched than done cheap. I'm a little bit with you there on that. We had a team of 6 here in the States and a full crew in the UK. Now, everybody's looking for work. They're all talented folks. If you're hiring, let me know. You think he wouldn't have trouble scrounging up a few $1 million for a new horror game, but the industry has changed over the past few years, which is to say it's been ruthlessly hollowed out in an all-consuming pursuit of slightly higher share prices. Even stronger bets are on a very shaky ground these days. Recall, for instance, that earlier this month, Romero Games lost funding for the new FPS it was working on. If John Romero can't get backing to making a new shooter, what hope did the rest of us have? And in all fairness, the bloom may be off of Glenn's rose at this point. Dead Space remains a seminal horror game, but the Callisto Protocol, released in 2022, landed with a massive thud thanks to technical problems and, amusingly, a little too much in the gore department. So. Oh, and he worked on that game, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He left the studio in September 20. I've worked on games of every size, he said, from 2 of us to over 300 devs. Spent the last 15 to 20 years making big AAA titles with great teams. That's what I do. That's what I love. But with the industry on pause, AAA feels like it's a long ways away, so I'm back to my art. I miss it all. The team, the chaos, the joy of building something for fans. I'm still around, making art, writing stories and ideas, and still cheering the industry on, but maybe that's it for me. Who knows? If so, thanks for playing my games. That sucks to hear that, but he's right. I mean, it takes a lot of money to make a video game now. To make a AAA title video game.
AAA, yeah.
Let me be more clear. Indie games, just to counteract that, I'm going to everything that was announced at Nintendo's new Indie World Showcase. Mm-hmm. There's a ton. And all of them, nearly all of them, if not attracting me, is going to attract somebody else. I mean, there's just... Mina the Hollower comes from the Shovel Knight guys, and the Shovel Knight fans are like, yep, I'm down for that. Mm-hmm. Shovel Knight's got a huge following. Well Dweller, I'm not sure. There's Neverway as well. That looked really good. Herdling looks fantastic. It's from the folks that did the Far series, which there's 2 games in that series. I loved them. They're kind of puzzly, side-scroller type thing. Mm-hmm. Is This Seat's Taken was shown off. Little City, Big Kitty, or no, Little Kitty, Big City. There's an update on that. Content warning coming to Switch 2. Ball Pit, which I said was great. There is Glaciered in there. What else do we have? Winterboro, Undusted, Letters from the Past, Caves of Quid, something like that. It's on PC and it's doing great. Strange Antiquities, I'm sorry. Strange Horticulture was their first game. Strange Antiquities is their second. Horticulture was great. Antiquities is on my radar for a September release. And I'm just saying, the indies are doing pretty well. They don't put a lot of money into it, and they get a pretty good return back.
Yeah,
it's probably not the stuff big AAA publishers would like as far as the revenue stream, but you're still coming out. You're not going into the red on that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's like
you're making more than you spent.
I mean, what it's like 1 to 3 folks in the room working together and putting something together and putting it out there for the public to consume. Yeah. And if they like it, man, you're going to clean up. And if they don't, you're not losing a lot of money on that. You just try again. Yeah. You know? What's that? Low risk, high reward? Seemingly. Like Seemingly. I mean, you look at Balatro, and I don't know what is... We could go back through that. And that's one of those stellar examples to pick out. That's one of those... It ain't always like this type of thing. But when it hits, it really hits. It hits. Yeah. So... Speaking of live, well, we're not really speaking of live service, but to go back to our Warner Brothers live service stuff, Sony mentioned that, Marathon from Bungie will at some point get a release. Marathon's grand unveiling earlier this year did not go as Sony hoped.
they had to delay. For now, at least, the party line hasn't changed. During a Q&A following a financial report, the CFO not only reaffirmed that a new release date would come in the autumn, but also that we expect the launch to happen within the fiscal year. So we're still looking at that before March, the end of March 2026. Although there was a caveat with that, saying, but having said that, this is not a commitment. No official announcement has been given yet. She also addressed the possibility of cancellation, saying, we believe this launch will happen. But, and here's the quote, if this launch is canceled, we need to do a revision of the valuation. In other words, Sony will need to update its financial projections if it does happen, which sounds like it's putting it mildly there. So, yeah, if they do cancellation, they've got to really go back to the books on this. It's not the strongest statement of confidence then, and it's very much still possible that internal reviews around Marathon's future are ongoing, especially as she then went on to describe some fairly ominous changes at Bungie, reducing its independence going forward and integrating it into PlayStation Studios. It's not easy to see a positive path forward for Marathon at this point. Regardless of whether the game itself is good or not, the court of public opinion has seemingly already made its judgment. Seems like it can only be folly to just release it in its current form. At the same time, March 2026 doesn't seem likely to allow anywhere near enough time for that kind of substantial rework or pivot. And don't forget, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
But if it's simply canceled at the same time that Destiny 2 seems in worse trouble than it's ever been, I wouldn't know because I'm not playing that anymore. It's hard to imagine how Bungie survives and Sony ends up with even more money lost without a return. I'll be kind of sad if Bungie gets swallowed by Sony. In other words, if Bungie just goes completely away and it's like, no, Sony ate them because they had to, because they weren't producing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be sad on a nostalgia factor for what Bungie has done in the past, what they have given us with Halo, with Destinies, things like that. With, was it Oni? From way back in PlayStation 2 days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oni.
All of what they've given us to see that, not that it's going to go away, but to see it all see Bungie kind of fall off of that hill they were on.
Yeah.
I'll be sad about that. I'll also be sad for the people that work there who don't have jobs. That will be even worse than the nostalgia aspect of it. But at the same time, it's your own fault. Maybe not the developers, but definitely the heads of the studios.
Yeah.
It is your own fault in that regard, depending on the direction you went in, to have the situation with Marathon not living up to whatever people were thinking. And not only that, but also the whole situation with the stealing art aspects or art, whatever the case was with that, and having to go back and redo all that stuff. It's your own fault. It's your own fault for doing that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Even if it gets a release, man, I think it'll do really great. I think it'll be a Flash type of situation where the first few days of release or pre-release hype up, people will play it for ever how long, and then it'll drop. If it's any success at all, it'll be something like that, a limited success, and then drop off. If it is not just really, really good.
What are the odds of that?
Well, even if it's really, really good, you release it late March of 2026, and you got about a month's time before Grand Theft Auto 6, if that hits its date, just wipes you out completely. So you'll go nowhere. You'll just, tires will spin. You just won't move. And at that point, then you're just going to keep going with the metaphor. You just waste gas and money, and then you're stuck.
Yep.
So. I don't know, man. It's not looking good for the Bungie boys.
Well, look, like Glenn said, the AAA world is brutal right now.
It really is.
It is brutal.
It's about to get brutaler. Because when GTA 6 hits, man, I hope you didn't have anything planned before or much planned after. Like, you're going to keep your standards, right? Like, we're going to get a Call of Duty next year. We might get another Battlefield next year. I have no idea if they're trying to do this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get an Assassin's Creed next. Well, maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard word of anything being worked on. When was Shadow released this year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, released this year. Well, then we might get an Assassin's Creed next year. We might not. I don't know. There's rumor of the Black Flag remake that they're working on.
Yeah, March 20th of 2025.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the numbers were on that. Because based on its numbers, it was like
decent, but not amazing.
Yeah, I think it was like one of those situations where, based on its numbers, would determine how Ubisoft moves forward.
Yeah,
and now they're getting in with what was it, Tencent?
Tencent,
yeah. So
which Sony sued. Did you see that? Sony sued Tencent.
Yeah, Sony's suing Tencent
because of that game that's on Steam now. The assets that you see on the Steam page for whatever that game is now, and I've got the thing, and we'll talk about it when we come back. The assets on that Steam page are different now than what they were, but they were getting a lawsuit filed because of copyright infringement on Horizon Zero Dawn and whatever the other Horizon franchise.
Yeah, you're looking a little similar.
Looking a lot similar when I went through it. I looked at it, I was like, man, you're pulling a Pal World here. I hope you got something in the bag there to say, no, here's our difference that you can show that off. Apparently they did not, because they had to change their assets and everything else, or at least they changed it so that they could stay away from more of that. I don't know. We'll jump into that when we come back. I've got music here from Phantom Brave, Lost Hero. This track is called Floral Gardens, I believe, and we'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Back into In-Game Chat. We've got music here from Dead Letter Department. Got a spooky feel to it. I can't remember if that's more of like a puzzle type thing or a little sort of cozy, spooky cozy game type thing. Not sure.
Dead Letter Department?
Uh-huh. I think... Dead Letter Department video game. It is a indie psychological horror typing game that came out back in January of this year. So
yeah, we'll teach you how to type.
Oh, I don't know about teaching you how to type, but you just have to type. Like, there's
Typing of the Dead.
Well, there's Typing of the Dead, but then there was also a game that I really, really liked. And I think I picked up. I played it as a demo, and I can't remember what it was called. Crypt something. Crypt. I can't remember. It's in black and white, and it was really, really good.
Cryptmaster?
Is that what? I guess so.
A dark, ridiculous RPG test of your typing.
Yeah. Yeah, Cryptmaster.
Okay.
Really, really good. The demo is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like that. All right, what did I say we were going to jump into? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Nintendo is raising prices. We knew that they had on their games, but the gaming industry is bleeding money, and every year there are countless stories of studios releasing big-budget games only to pull the title, lay people off, and in some cases just close down entirely. The tariff situation is factoring into that equation as well. In late July, EA CEO Andrew Wilson told investors that the publisher would not be making any type of pricing changes to its game, which included franchises like Battlefield and many major sports series. As Wilson tells it, the company already offers a broad range of prices for its products, from free-to-play titles to subscription services, which offer a catalog of games to consumers. We'll continue to look at opportunities to deliver great value. Earlier this year, Microsoft announced that fans will need to shell out more for its products. Starting this holiday season, the company said it would start selling games at $80 rather than $70. Xbox hardware would see a 20% increase. The Outer Worlds was initially priced at a higher rate when it was announced in June, but a month later, following a lot of complaints, Obsidian walked back the price to say, you say Obsidian did it, but Microsoft did it. Obsidian developed it, and Microsoft picked the price. They walked it back. Let's see, there's Randy Pitchford. Perhaps the only company that has been able to navigate the price increases for its products is Nintendo. Taking inflation into account, the Switch 2 is the Japanese company's most expensive console ever. To accompany that news, Nintendo upped the price of its standard games from $60 to $70. This is what people have been paying for games on other platforms like the PS5, which may be why the pricing has worked out. People are paying more than before, but the prices are in line with what people already expect to spend. The Switch 2, after all, is breaking sales records, and games like Mario Kart World are doing just fine. Nintendo's entire brand is wrapped up in the image of high-quality products. For a long while, the company sold products accordingly by a Nintendo seal of approval. That practice died out, by the way. Some great documentaries out there talking about Nintendo's early days, by the way, which is interesting to see why they did that, the reasoning behind the whole Nintendo seal of approval. And it's that Nintendo seal of approval, I'm not reading from the article here, I'm going on memory, it's that Nintendo seal of approval that basically spawned EA. They wanted to make their own carts because they couldn't with Nintendo, because Nintendo was like, well, first you got to pay us and then we'll send you what you need to develop with. Mm-hmm. They wanted to do their own thing, but you had to get that Nintendo seal of approval thing, and so EA didn't want to go that route. I think it was EA.
I can see it being EA because I remember playing NHL on my Genesis.
Yeah,
and that cart was vastly different
than the other Genesis carts.
The Genesis carts.
Yeah,
Genesis cart was a uniform rectangle with a bunch of curves at the top and sides. Right. EA's was a really tall thing with It wasn't uniform, but it had these tabs and things on there. It was completely different.
Yeah, they wanted to make their own because they didn't want to have to license that and pay. They didn't want to pay the money to do any of that. They're like, let's just build our own. Why can't we build and self-publish our own stuff? Mm-hmm. And so that's what they were doing. But to get back to this, in early August, Nintendo announced that it would be pumping up the price of all of its older Switch consoles. Though Nintendo hasn't shared specific numbers yet, the prospect of charging more for a console that's nearly a decade old has struck some fans as outrageous on social media, but this far in, maybe the price of a Switch doesn't even matter anymore. The hardware is already on track to become the best-selling console of all time. A price hike probably won't prevent that console from reaching the milestone that it looks like it's going to hit. It's just going to take a little bit more time to get there. They did have pricing on this somewhere. I remember seeing this. But yeah, they have increased the prices of the Switch original Switch, the Switch Lite, which was the one you can't dock. It's all portable, and you also can't remove the Joy-Cons from the side. It's basically a single unit, meant to be just a single portable unit. So the Switch Lite, the Switch Original, and the Switch OLED both got price bumps, price increases. Mostly because of this was right at the time the tariffs went into effect last week or week before last. I can't remember when it was. Yeah. But it was sometime in August here, which we're not that far into August, so it was probably last week, I believe, or it's about to hit maybe. I can't remember when those are going final. Yeah. But it's coming up. So, yeah, that was in response to tariff situations. We haven't seen that on anything else. Ooh! I forgot to tell you about THQ. Not that it's interesting or anything. There's only one thing that I'm interested in, that whole THQ showcase that they showed off. It's only around this time every year that I remember that THQ exists, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that they exist, but I forget that, oh, yeah, they make games too, you know? Yeah. We got Darksiders 4 announced. The big reveal during the showcase was a teaser trailer for Darksiders 4. It doesn't show much. We only see the protagonist, War, state that he won't be fighting the coming war alone, and then you've got Death emerging behind him, the Darksiders 3 protagonist, Fury, coming out, and then Darksiders Genesis protagonist, Strife. So War, Death, Fury, and Strife being in there. We don't know enough, but it's probably not a live service game. You know, choose your fighter or something. I'm not sure how they're going to do this, but it's set to launch for console and PC at some point. We don't have a date on that. We got The Eternal Life of Goldman. We got a new trailer for that. It's a platformer. Still no date on that. Fate Keeper was announced during the showcase. It's an upcoming first-person action RPG set in a dark fantasy world. Some snippets of gameplay in that as well. A remake of the game Gothic 1. Most of the trailer was devoted to world building and narration, reminding veteran players of the in-game history and introducing new players thinking of picking up this reimagining of the 2001 action RPG. It's coming in early 2026 to consoles and PC. In addition, the showcase revealed that Gothic Classic, Gothic 2 Complete Classic, and Gothic 3 Classic are all coming to Xbox and PS5 in 2026. Make note of that Gothic remake stuff, because when I'm done with this, I want to talk to you about something that's a remake thing. Reanimal was shown off. I did watch that. That's from the people who did Little Nightmares. It's kind of a, I want to say a platformer, but kind of like a side-scroller or whatever those things. It looked a lot like Little Nightmares, just with a different setting. Sacred 2, Fallen Angel Remaster, sure. SpongeBob, Titans of the Tide, sure, that's cool. The Guild Europa 1410, that's a sequel. It's coming to PC. Tides of Tomorrow looks like a very interesting game. You are in search of a cure to a disease in a flooded world. You're a time walker, so you can see the imprint that other time walkers have left behind, cluing you in on the potential outcomes to making certain choices. These shadows, however, are other players, all playing in the same world.
So Dark Souls.
Yeah, it says it's like the ghostly remnants left behind by other players in Dark Souls games. The game is all about deciding if you'll follow the path of those that came before you or go to unexplored locations and create new paths for the players that come after you. February 2026 release for PC. Titan Quest 2 was shown off. Wreckfest 2, which I know that's coming out here pretty soon. Then, something we haven't seen in over a year, and we only got 45 seconds of it. Over a year's wait to get 45 seconds of new footage for Recreation, which is the team from Three Fields Entertainment. They did Dangerous Golf, Dangerous Driving. It's Alex from the old Criterion stuff, the Burnout series. 45 seconds of new stuff. I'm really interested in this game, but we still didn't get a date. Still no date. 5 years on this thing being announced? Maybe 3, maybe 4. I don't know. But it feels like a very long time.
It's been a long time, so yeah.
And we're still not there yet with anything. It looks great. I don't know why it's taken so long. I follow Three Fields subreddit, and somebody had posted there about an article saying that we may get a date sooner than what we think. or we may get a release date that is sooner than what we're expecting, I guess. But that doesn't tell me anything because it gives me no release date. And at this point, that's not going to give me any kind of hope. I mean, I've waited for ever how long now, telling me that, hey, it might be sooner than you think. It's like, it doesn't matter. I've waited 5 years. If it's another year out, then I'll wait another year, I guess. However long. I'm not putting money on it. You know what I'm saying? In other words, I'm not putting any hope that this is going to be the thing that's going to be like, hey, it's going to revive the arcade racing series or the crashing stuff or a Burnout stuff. I'm not putting that in there. You know?
I mean, after all, how long have you been waiting for the new?
I'm setting my
Cell?
expectations. Yeah. Splinter Cell, same way. I'm setting my expectations. You can't be in development that long, or you can't be away for that long and have the anticipation of players match whatever's in their head of what you're going to bring.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem didn't do it. There's other games where it's like it took them that long to make and didn't live up to the hype that the players expected.
Yeah.
Because the hype had gotten so out of hand. The inflation of the imagination of what this was going to be got so big. I
want to say Mighty Number 9.
Maybe that was another one. Yeah,
There's one that did that.
Yeah. You're personally in that one, I believe.
Where the hype didn't match the...
that works for you personally, right?
No, I mean...
Or did you play that?
I played Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
I mean, I had fun with it. But the way people react to it online and reviewing it wise and whatnot, they weren't... the hype didn't match the result, apparently.
Yeah. Going back to what I wanted to talk to you about was Gradius, yeah. Gradius.
Yeah. Side scroller shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big collection that they released.
Okay.
Or that they are releasing. Might be something you want to look into.
Yeah. Okay.
It contains.
I've done the vert shoes more than anything else, but the R-Type.
R-Type shoes. Yeah.
R-Type was the one I've played a lot of.
So Konami did this whole thing where they did the Contra release, where they did we're going to take all the Contras and put them in one release. And they did the Castlevania, where they didn't take all the Castlevanias because they're just too many. But they did a lot and put them in one release. Now they're doing the same thing with Gradius and putting them in one release. But I was watching Digital Foundry's video on this. And it's a massive amount. You got Gradius 2, Gradius 3, maybe 4 is in there, but not 5. But 4, I think, is in there as well. Yeah. But not only that, you've got Salamander 2, and Salamander 3, which has not yet been released, but it's going to be a part of this collection. Not only that, when you go into one of the games, like Gradius or 2 or 3, you get different versions of them to pick from to play.
Yeah.
There is one for one of the Gradiuses, and they go over this early in the video, that was only seen at the Japan Arcade Amusements show or something.
Yeah, typically in a release like that is they put the U.S. version and the international version or something like that. The different types in there that they had. So yeah, I could see something like that going on with a collection like this.
Yeah,
vintage classics with versions that you've probably never had access to.
Yeah,
before.
No, this was something that was thought lost. But they had, and I'm trying to remember the name of the company that does this. It's the same people that did the Contra one. It's the same people that did the Castlevania ones.
Yeah,
and it was specifically, and it looked really, really good. And they were doing side by side comparisons between the final release and what was shown at that amusements section, and the one for the arcade thing looked really, really good. In fact, the final boss was some kind of sand dragon, and it looked amazing compared to what you got on the actual release of the game.
Yeah, just
really, really good. Also looked really, really difficult. But not only that, like there's so many other things you can go in there. You can tweak so many because they've got the original play, they've got invincible play, they've got time trial play, they've got score. I don't remember what the other one was, but there's
score attack.
Something like that. There's a bunch of different options to playing all of these different games. And then even more so, you can go in there and switch everything up in the options aspect of, is it continuous fire? Do you just press the button each time? That sort of thing. There's so many different things you can change.
Oh, yeah, the arcade settings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things like that, yeah.
So many things.
Tweak it to your liking.
That looks really, really, really good. And so, what is it called? Gradius Origins, the Ultimate Collection, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, Gradius Origins is one of gaming's most celebrated side-scrolling franchises, has a long and storied history, celebrated in Gradius Origins, an incredible collection of series entries, offshoot franchises, and much, much more, delivered by the masters at M2, that's the developers. Gradius Origins also includes something truly special. Salamander 3 is an entirely new game in the series, and it's only found in this collection.
Yep.
I don't know where it's going to be available, but likely it'll be there on PS5.
Yeah.
It'll be there. I know it's on PC, which probably, given the fact that these are retro titles, bet it runs great on a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just, watching that and seeing what was offered in that, I thought about you. I was like, I wonder if RJ knows about this. And I know you love your shmups and your side-scrollers.
Side-scrollers, certain things like that. The Raiden series, 1940, 1942, things like that. Ikaruga is still been a fun one. Still playing that, What
was that one for was it Dreamcast? Was it blue, what was it? Little, it was some kind of blue ship that had these, like, hands on the outside and shot or something that you fly over.
Blue hands on the side?
It's not blue hands. It was a blue ship, and it had hands with white gloves, and it was... You sent me music for it, I think.
Oh, Fantasy Zone?
No.
Truxton?
No.
No? Dang.
I don't remember.
Vert or horizontal?
Vert.
Vert?
Yes.
Huh.
Blue ship vert shooter.
Can't think of it right now.
Oh, they gave me alcohol drinks. I typed in blue ship vert shooter, and it's like, oh, here's some drinks.
Shooter. Yeah, the shooter part. Gotcha.
Was it Dreamcast?
Dreamcast? What shooters did it have on Dreamcast? I know I had some.
Dude, I don't remember.
Watch it come to us like on the way home or something, because I'm sure going to get my Dreamcast collection. Look up this thing, if that's the case.
They show it in that video for they show it in the video for that the whatever it's called for. Oh God, I don't have enough time.
A compilation video or something like that.
Well, it was for the Digital Foundry video about Gradius. When they were going over vert shooters and all different types of shooters, there was the video of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I sort of remember that game, and you gave me a soundtrack to it. I swear I thought, but it may not have been Dreamcast. It may have been just Sega. But now I'm
drawing a blank.
Now I'm like, oh God, now I got to figure out what this was because it's bothering me.
Blue ship with hands on it.
I mean, it looked like hands. I don't know. I don't remember, and it's bothering me, and now I have to find it. And now it's going to take the rest of the episode for me to figure this out. God, I hate this.
Couldn't have been Thunder Force.
Let's see. There's Twin Hawk. There's Twin B? Is Twin B it? Maybe not.
I don't think I had that one.
There's Star Force, Xenon 2. What is that one? Dragon Spirit? I don't remember that. Mushi Machine, that's arcade. Something else that was arcade. 1942.
Sure, was it a shoot 'em up or a bullet hell type game?
I don't know. I know it was vert shooter, and yeah, it could have been bullet hell as well. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But you bet I'm going to go look that up later because we ain't got enough time.
Yeah. It was a Radiant Silver Gun.
I don't know. Because all I remember is seeing the screen for it, and it was that ship. that had, it was this blue ship, and on the side, these things came out of each side of it, and then faced forward, had white, it was blue on that part of it, and then at the very tip of it was this, like, looked like white gloves.
Can't see it, man. I cannot. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, and I'm probably describing it wrong. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to find it, and I'll send you a text with a picture of it there. We got to go, though. That is it for us. Thank you guys for joining us, and I appreciate you putting up with my horrible recalling memory that I have to try and figure these things out. But I will remember it, and I will get with RJ about it and figure it out for next episode. As we go here, I leave you with, well, it's our recent game, so I go back to Astrobot. This is a track called Follow Me Into the Storm. You guys have a fantastic week, and we will be back next Saturday with more stuff to talk about in the video game world. Thank you, RJ, and I'll see you next week as well. You guys have a good one.